everyone, and thank you for being here today. It's a privilege to host on such a significant and meaningful occasion, and we are thankful for the ongoing opportunity to do so. Before today's service begins, I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather and pay our respects to elders, past and present. Before we start the service, though, we have a best on ground Anzac medal to award from the Women's Cup game, and it's from the Cardiff Savannah Newton. Please remove your caps and please be upstanding for the mounting of the cap on, buddy.
Cut the fuck, buddy. Fire the front. Quick! March! Cut the fuck, buddy. Hop! To the left. Left turn. Present. Arm. Reverse arm. Right turn. Right, post.
We will now recite the Ode of Remembrance.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years fatigue. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
The bugle will now play the New Zealand and Australian national anthems. We will now dismount the catapult party.
Catapult party. Halt. Turn to the right. All right. Turn. Order. Up. Stand at ease.
Thank you everyone for paying your respects, and may the best team win.
Ready? Yep. Attention! Stop!
Today on Anzac Day, we pause to remember the men and women who served and the sacrifices made in the name of the community. Courage and mateship, values that sit at the very heart of this great game of Australian rules football. From respectful reflection comes fierce competition, and this afternoon we are set for a classic. Round 3, Anzac Day, 7th edition contest, as Warners Bay Bulldogs host the Cardiff Hawks, live and exclusive on the AFL Hunter Central Coast YouTube channel. Stream it on The Scene from Fagan Oval. My name's Ashley Borgie, the broadcaster. I've got Jack Ancliffe on camera. 2 proud clubs, 2 passionate communities, 4 points on the line, which promises, on a day which promises to be very tough. Community football, lest we forget. Thank you to the men and women of the Defence Force, the Australian and New Zealand Defence Force, for all they've done, the sacrifice they've made to make our country so great and to give us the opportunity to do what we love, to play the game, to umpire the game, to watch the game and to call the game. It's been an absolute privilege to be part of this game today. Good afternoon and welcome to the AFL Hunter Central Coast. Head to head, 3 matches each. Who reigns supreme after the 7th edition of the Anzac Day contest? You can see the tips on screen. Corey Hopper's gone 40 points. New coach, same winning ways. Shane Darwin has tipped Warners Bay by 90 points today. Collins for Mark of the Year contender. And myself, well, I've gone the Dogs conservatively by 26. Munzilla to Raw. He kicked 9 2 weeks ago. And I reckon he's going to go berserk today. Key men's matchup. That one's probably not the one to look at. It's a completely different game altogether. But a key matchup for mine today is going to be in the back line. Finton Tricky needs to have Max Collins, because if he doesn't, Max Collins is going to go wild. Finton Tricky's their best backman. I'm not sure what they're going to do today, Cardiff. They've got a lineup full of players that really doesn't have a lot of Premier grade experience. Fair few plate players from last year. They didn't quite pick up a lot in the pre-season. They've got Dylan Bonneman as captain, Oscar Smythe for experience. Braden Hawkins in the midfield. Look for Lachlan McNamara today, number 25. Former Swans Academy, and Finton Tricky in the 51. He's tall timber with a lot of speed. Warners Bay, Tom Gardner, the midfield maestro. You got Riley Hawes, dangerous up forward. Seb Thomas, who's an absolute beast. Lachlan Deverill for experience. Zach Munns kicked 5 goals last time these two sides played each other in Anzac Day last year. Max Collins, the tall timber. Mark Dignam spoke to us on the Black Diamond podcast last Thursday and was very, very excited about his team. As I said, three times each in the Anzac Day clash. Last time they played Pasterfield Oval in the Anzac Day clash, it was Warners Bay by 30. Zach Munns kicked 5 goals last time these two sides met on Anzac Day. No side has won 3 Anzac Day games in a row. Mark Dignam's looking to go for the hat-trick today with the Warners Bay side. And I dare say that if all goes to plan today, Warners Bay will be the team to take home the Anzac Day. Who gets the medal at the end of the match? Well, the Anzac Day medal in the Women's Cup match went to Savannah Newton. The scene stealer went to Anastasia Bacchus, and a very close second for mine was Sav Newton. They were both outstanding for the Hawks in a dominant display. Just got to make a few changes to the team sheet here. I've got a number 42, Patrick O'Gorman, 42. It's the beauty of community football. So a couple of new additions here for Cardiff. Bit more manipulation for my Excel spreadsheet that I use. I'm sure none of you are interested. Looking to make the changes so that I've got everything in order so that when we call this match, we can give you the best possible product. So 2 teams still warming up out there. Going to have someone very, very special in commentary today. I usually have Corey Hopper. He's very special indeed, and I thoroughly enjoy working with him, as I'm sure you all know. I'm going to have someone that one day, I am pretty fairly certain, will be media guru somewhere on Australian TV. very special with the media. He does great work on the Mike and the Mark podcast. He writes the record for the AFL Hunter Central Coast. His name's Oliver Croft. He umpired the Women's Cup. He normally umpires the Men's Cup. He was actually the Men's Cup Grand Final umpire of season 2025. Still got it 6 to go. And I think he's got 7 to go to catch Daryl and 6 to go to catch me. So he'll get there one day, I'm sure, if he hasn't gone to higher levels before then. But this contest is going to be something very, very interesting indeed, as the umpire, pretty sure it's Lucas Doherty, holds the footy aloft. Got Amelia Luck there as well. To get this game underway, you've seen the predictions. They're all going Warners Bay's way. Can Cardiff spoil the party here at Fagan in the 7th edition of the Anzac Day game as the first hand pass comes out to Fenimore? Massive tackle over the top. Betts could be in the back. And it is, and it'll be the first free kick to Bonham, the skipper. Came from Pennant Hills last year or the year before. Ball goes to ground, worked it. There was Gardner. He's going to move it to the side to Gibbons. Drives it down the wing. Looking for the target here in Collins. Collins went to get it. Good play there from Lachlan Manning, who's got him early. I thought it might have been tricky. That might have got him. Hand pass over the top. Working hard off the contest. Good solid bump, Gibbons. Over the back, that goes to Jurisic, who drives it down the side. Working hard there was tricky, and he's going to tap that one out of bounds, and didn't think there was a hand pass. It was more of a tap. It's going to be a lasso free kick to the Cardiff side, to the Dogs. So they're going to shorten this one up and end up to Betts. Betts is looking for the short ball, and that's a wonderful hit to Riley Hawes. So Hawes again goes for the short ball, and trying to take it was Munns, or the Munzilla as Chop calls him. Hand pass out. Chain of ball ends up to Reed. Reed, nice tackle pressure there on Hawkins, end up the back. Working hard again was Gibbons, who's had a few good touches early. Oh, lovely little sleight of hand there, sold the candy. Intercept the ball, that goes to Fenimore. Pressure on again. Hawes has a footy, drives it short. Munns the target, working hard off the ball. Good chase, looks like tricky. And he'll take that one out of bounds. And we'll have our stoppage. So Munzilla takes the free kick, goes short. Mark's taken there. Pretty sure that's Hawes. Just trying to see off camera. And it is Riley Hawes. So Riley Hawes, former product of the Maitland Saints. Applied his trade with Pennant Hills as well in AFL Sydney's Premier Grade and did very well there, but he's come back to the Dogs, shortens it up. Pretty sure that's Troutman. Troutman back to Hawes. He's a long way out. He's going to send it long and bring it back. Didn't get there in the end. It's through for one behind. Worrying signs early. Cardiff just need a steady. Oscar Smythe to go and grab the ball. He's a wily veteran, played a lot of games. Sending this one down the ground, nice and long to Manning. Manning takes off quickly. Chase is on here, but they go longer again. Looking for the target. That's a nice kick down there to McNamara. McNamara off the left, searching ball bridge. Nice punch over the top. That was nice and strong. Hand pass over the top. Deverill in the pursuit of the footy now. Picks up clean. Tries to go around. Nice hand pass. Back inboard. Overrunning it there was Betts. Got some backup in the form of Pavlu. Turns it over. Diving on the football in the centre of Fagan, and could have been possibly high there, but the umpire says I'll have it. And that's fair enough indeed. So negotiating the early part of the contest as Schultz goes up in the ruck there for Cardiff. And we've got another stoppage on the play. So good 3.5 minutes into this first term. There's only 1 point in it. Warners Bay started the better so far as Jurisic goes round the corner. Looks to mark it there tricky, and he's going to be a key player for Cardiff if they're going to get up this afternoon. Only thing missing in his game last year was delivery. Let's see how he's improved that this year. That wasn't a bad kick indeed. Dropped the mark over the top. Nice little hand pass. That would have gone to Deverill. Back over the top now and wide. How's this sit here for Hawes? It sits very well for him. He's going to draw the man and bring him over the top here. The agency of Gardner, who is sensational in midfield. He was one of those players that could have won the Elliot Davey medal last year. Cross there to Thomas. That's a long ball and a lovely mark taken in defence. This is what they're going to need, Cardiff. They're going to be pressing very hard this afternoon as Johannes Conlon takes that mark and sends it wide. They're kicking with the agency of a left to right breeze, probably a couple of goals in it. Smother off there. Collins goes round the body, empty goal, square! And it's missed everything. And that one's gone out of bounds as we bring in for the first time this afternoon. He's got his headset on. He's recovered from his Women's Cup match. And we bring in Ollie Croft. Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, Borgie. Thanks for having me here again this afternoon. Big game this afternoon. Anzac Day footy on the Hunter Central Coast. Doesn't get much better than this. Warners Bay and Cardiff head-to-head on the 3:15 p.m. fixture as it's thrown in. Warners Bay had the better of it. Wrapped up straight away. There's hands and feet everywhere. Spills out. Cardiff moves it well through the hands and a belting kick into the centre square. Move good. Out-muscled there was Cardiff. And Warners Bay come back with it easily. Running side to side over the far field. Doherty, the umpire, still in control. And a darting kick. Munzilla along the turf. Can't quite handle it. Gets it back. Nailed down to the ground. They're going to be hard to stop this afternoon, the Doggies. And last man on the line. They all bounce for it. And it's kicked through. And the Doggies have the first for Anzac Day.
Well, Braith Pavlu. That was some wicked skills off the deck. Great reactions. We might have a replay for you in a sec. Jack's been magnificent at the old replay queue up. So we'll just have a look there. Describe it for us, mate.
As you can see there, Cardiff just couldn't quite kill the ball, and it was just that kick in the air. Pavlu just knocked it through, and they're back on the board, the Doggies. So Cardiff have a chance to bring it back into centre clearance here. So, good game in the Women's Cup this afternoon. Cardiff took the honours in both the women's games. Warners Bay won the men's plate fixture. So, who can win the men's cup fixture, the main event? It's gone Cardiff's way. Bonham, he's got it first. Round the corner kick in towards 50. It's Davies in pursuit, looking to try and mop it up. Warners Bay get there first. And there's been a free kick found. Holding the player. It's going the way of Warners Bay. Thumping kick up along the boundary line. Pack starting to build among it. And there was a block there, I think. Umpires found it, way of the Hawks. Back they go, trying to move it in towards inside 50. Taken down, believe that was tricky. No holding the ball given. Dogs not happy, but they're moving it fast here once more. Back along the wing, Zach Munns, he's out of the 50, takes it nicely. Wheels in straight away, and it was always going to be a one-on-one. No one was back. Cardiff come up with it, tries to fend, and is holding the ball. And the pressure of the Warners Bay Bulldogs is starting to be felt on full force. Ash summed that up. They turned it over pretty fast.
Well, their move down the wing was quite sublime, and the forward pressure there from Riley Halls was outstanding. Deserves a finish. And he gets it. So Riley Halls has his first. Danger signs early for Cardiff. Blake Carpenter really just had no time. He was besieged by Riley Hawes. And if you're going to play at cup level, you're going to have to be a little bit quicker. So 2-1-13 to no score here. Streaming on the scene. We're live from Fagan Oval. 7th edition of the Anzac Day round. 3 each in the men's cup. And Warners Bay looking very much favourites to go 4-3 as it's tapped down there from Schultz. And they're looking pretty good in the ruck duel. Dylan Bonham's an outstanding player. Tim Reed's in there for Cardiff, trying to get some space, and he gets the first clearance away from that centre duel. Absolutely clean ball, McNamara. Here go the Dogs again, clearing wide. Out to Malachi Troutman. Troutman takes it on centre wing, called to play on by the ump. Tries the old show and go, did beautifully. Went around a couple of players. Sent it long and forward to Pavlu. Pavlu needs this ball to sit. Manning on the chase, gets it on the boot. Cardiff in trouble again. Forward pressure outstanding. And it was too high, Ollie, and Cardiff will get that free kick and they just get out of trouble through Conlon.
Absolutely, they needed that. It's going to be moving the way of Tricky. Can't quite hold on to it. Zach Munns takes him down. Not sure if he had full possession. It's play on though. And Warners Bay move it back in the middle. I think that's Troutman. And free kick's being called. He's going to go back and take his time. No advantage there. So Troutman looking forward inside 50. Munns on the lead. Not far away though. They're going in the middle. And wrapped up straight away, no prize, the opportunity spills out. The doggies, here they go again. Umpires have put the whistle away. Cardiff on the trot. Off the back flank, that's Herschel. Herschel finds a good target out on the wing, I believe that's Muirhead. And look at Muirhead go. 1 bounce, 2 bounce. And he's lost control on the second. He's knocked it inside 50. He's still got a hold of it. Round the corner, finds a target, can't put it down. Can the Hawks convert? They desperately need to. Not quite. Stedman's involved. And it looks like it's going to spill back outside of the 50. After all that hard work, the Warners Bay Bulldogs, they have control. Steady the ship, centering ball. Carpenter involves. James Chugg chasing on the wing here. He's got a tough job here. He's got to shut down the Warners base. Riley Hawes, who gets the hands out. Troutman, look at him go. Burning up the wing of Fayen. Taken out by Tricky. Munn's got it now. He's lost possession. The ball's ping-ponging to every which player. Munns gets it back on the burst. 1 bounce. Shoots it towards goal. Hasn't got enough height. Hawks get it down. And out they come again. Trying to move it fast. And I think we're going to have to find a ball up here. The pressure is immense, Borgie.
Yeah, it was outstanding then. Munzilla had the chance to score, just couldn't put it on the board. Braith Pavlu's been very good early for the Dogs. Trying to get a bottom, was smashed off play. Hand pass out. Round the corner effort there from Jurisic is high and wide. And pretty sure that's just out of bounds. So early score check. We played 10 and 3/4 minutes, 25 minutes straight quarters here in the Black Diamond Men's Cup. Dogs in front by 13 against the breeze. Boundary throwing to take place. Usually these are pretty good. Off the pack, Collins went through. Munzilla tried to get it, dropped by the mark. Off the deck, through for a minor. So Hunter Schultz and Oscar Smythe in defence there, the number 12 for Cardiff. Beating a massive scoreline from Killarney Vale. They were in front by 95 points in the third term, so could be anything after full time. Stanley and Velt had 6 and Lloyd had 7. That was in the third term. Mark drop. Dogs coming back. Troutman fumbling and flailing under pressure, but he eventually got there and thought he kept it in, but the umpire was there. Out of bounds they go. So
Troutman's been very good this afternoon, hasn't he? Involved in all the contests, running it well. So keep an eye on him. He's already had a big day. We just set up for the boundary throw-in. So Cardiff had the bye round 1 and a 95-point smashing by City last week. So not the way they wanted to start their season. But they're here on Anzac Day fighting hard. 14-point lead in the first term to the Doggies. Around the corner, tosses it up. Tight tussle in the forward pocket. It's going towards the boundary line. And it's found its way there again, throwing in the Doggies' end.
So Connor Bett's getting a few running repairs here next to us on the bench. As about 50 to 60 metres out from goal here, Ollie.
See how the Doggies convert this contest. It's gone to ground straight away. Taken off, it was one of the Hawks players. No free kick paid and wrapped up once more. So 3 tight stoppages. The pressure's been turned up from both teams now. Shows to go how tightly contested it will be. So spills out. Cardiff's turn now. They've got the ball, trying to clear it. Can't get a clean disposal at all. Chugg, he gets it. Oh, bit of a low kick under pressure early. And the Doggies flick it back and they go backwards to go forwards. Munn's on the lead. Beats it out. Cardiff just throw the boot at it. And Bulldogs end up with it once more. They go across ways. That's a great mark from the number 46, Thomas. And it's 50. Been 50 metres, not standing on the mark. So Hunter Thomas has a chance to take it within pegging range. And if they get another one here, the Bulldogs, they'll jump to a 20-point lead. And Cardiff with more questions than answers.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned, Ollie. I have to say, he haven't fired too many shots in his first 15.
Thomas coming in for his first of the day and puts it home with ease. And the Bulldogs jump to a 20-point-to-none lead.
Ill discipline costing the Hawks. Can't give away 50-metre penalties in that area. You give them away, it's a set shot at goal. And players of a decent calibre in the AFL Hunter Central Coast Men's Cup division are going to slot them through from that 30 to 40-metre arc. So, see all the Warners Bay sponsors on the screen. Warners Bay Hotel. Warners at the Bay. Bent Spoke. Web Brains. You got Younger Pest Management. Amy and Murray, the old home business. They do a wonderful job with the pest control. Umpire in the centre of the park now. It says 26 points. Pretty sure it's only 3 goals, 2-20 at this point. As Bonham working hard. Hawkins ducking, weaving, dodging and burning. Out to Herschel. Round the body. Looking across there for McNamara. McNamara, the former Swans Academy product, goes to ground at the wrong time. Pressure put on him. Looked to go high. And it'll be a free kick to Cardiff. Don't touch it there, mate. You'll cop a free kick. So McNamara, who was outstanding a couple of years ago on Anzac Day, goes the left foot. Little bit of a shank. Ends up in the hands of Williams. Williams round the body. Looking for Herschel. Herschel goes wide to the fat side. Couldn't grab the mark. Here's an opportunity now for Cardiff. Round the corner! Oh, you little beauty. Cardiff get on the board. That is a wonderful snap from Marshall Muirhead, who was excellent on the wing in the first few minutes. They let him go then, Ollie, and he struck gold for Cardiff.
Yeah, absolutely. How's the wow factor on that goal? The Hawks, they needed a breakthrough, and Muirhead just delivered when it mattered most. Must say, he went well high above the goals, but Andy Baldwin kept it in his sights, and it was straight through for the Cardiff Hawks. So they're on the board, they hit back, and we get a chance to go again here.
You can see that replay. They were up and about, the Hawks. 20 points to 6. It's a goal they needed.
Back in the middle. Ready to go. Physicality starting to work its way into the contest now. Warners Bay, get it out of the rock contest. Good running. It's going all the way to Daniel. Daniel flicks it out to the side. Then it's Deverell. Finds Munns, spoiled away. Munns still trying to find hard to get it. Warners Bay wheels around. Zach Munns. Is he in range? He is. And he just registers a behind for it. So Warners Bay respond almost immediately. Not quite on that occasion, but they had one more to the tally. So just retrieving the ball from cricket nets. Borgie, after you've seen nearly all of the first quarter, who you're liking so far this afternoon. It's hard to go past the Dogs in terms of individual performances.
Oh, look, I think they're looking pretty good in this game, Warners Bay, as Dylan Bonham takes the mark. Pavlu's been impressive. So it goes to a pack scenario now. Stedman got it to the back. Troutman did some good reading of the play. That could be a Lasso free kick. It is. He's handballed it to his own advantage and put it out of bounds. So Cardiff will take the free one. Troutman's been good as well. Ollie goes out to Bridge. Bridge taken on. Is he handballed that to his own advantage, or is it tapped out? Umpires said it was released in the tackle. And second gamer Noel McCullum did well on him for the day. He gets probably a little easier opponent out of respect to Andrew. Playing against Terrigal last week at Deverell, bobbling around against Bonham. This Anzac Day game turns up so many wonderful matchups, and Bonham and Deverell will be one of them if they can play near each other. Tap down, trying to work through Deverell again, going to ground. That was Bevis. Troutman round the body. Nice little hand pass. That was beautiful from Cerniauskas to Connolly. He went wrong. And here goes Hawes trying to turn his man inside out. Couldn't do it, so he backtracked. Went in the Munns direction. Munns probably not the favourite with the high ball, and mark taken there by Conlon. I'm pretty certain that's Johannes Conlon. Drives it short to Hawkins. Hawkins, very handy footballer with good turn of speed in the midfield. He's playing the slow game now, Cardiff. They're with the breeze. Kick over the top there to Schultz. Couldn't get his hands on the football. Went to ground. Nice little hand pass. Long the hand, still working there at the Carpenter, who drove it long.
Oh, we're bringing it back, Borgie. There's been a free kick found here.
We've got a downfield free kick, and that'll be going the way of Taj Williams. So Connor Betts, pretty sure that's Connor Betts there transgressing.
So despite the free kick, numbers have gone forward for the Dogs. So Williams just pokes it wide, and Warners Bay have the numbers. Find it out. So back in their position, Reed on the mark, puts on some pressure. And it's a desperate mark there from the Doggies. And handball went askew. Cardiff trying to get it back through Hawkins. And they'll find it once more. Warners Bay, they've been relentless in finding the Sharon this afternoon. Just on the edge of the centre square now, wrapping up. Might have gone around the neck. And Doherty, the umpire, has seen it. Great call there. And it's going to the hands of Herschel. Handballs it off. Finton tricky along the wing. Burst of speed. Puts on the bounce. Says, you can't catch me. Launches it into the forward 50. Just over his mate's head. And it's going to trickle down towards the pocket. Warners Bay needing deep in defence now. That's Gibbons working it out wide to the other side. And it's like a U-turn. Beautifully done there. Number 38, Connolly, launches back and along the wing. That's Gardner, the captain, motoring up. There's 2 bounces I've counted. Lost track of the second one. And we're going to have a boundary throw in. So the momentum ends there. And it was like one big long arc all the way around the field.
Yeah, a bit of circle work there for Warners Bay and Cardiff. Unfortunate there for Gardner, who just couldn't handle on the bounce. Nearly 20 minutes gone in this first term. It's absolutely flown here at Fagan Oval in this men's cup match. Trying to steam through there was Gosha. And working to the ground, probably going to have another stoppage as the men in green doing a pretty good job this afternoon. Women in green as well. Rachel was in the Women's Cup. Very sterling job indeed by the panel. Going to ground. Munns trying to get a touch further down the ground. Long kick. Searching for targets. At the back here is Manning. Pressure from Hawes. Manning and Hawes. Needed to back up, needed to do some backing up. Maris, but didn't. They get away through Tricky, drive it in the Deverell direction, and Gibbons will take the mark, reading it best at the back. He's got a couple short, decides to ignore them and go long. Collins is the target here, the tall timber. Goes to ground, how's the Rove? Working it out there, Murphy. Trying to go back and across with Murphy, and it's in hands here for the Hawks. It's probably not a bad result for them. They were under pressure at the back. So we've still got about 4 minutes in this first quarter to go. It's been a relatively even second half of the quarter after Warners Bay dominated it. This is Williams, who started to play well. Moving it back, turned it over to Deverell, who went to Munns, juggling effort, couldn't get there. Now the hit, watch to see use his speed. Great pickup, showed and go, turned and burned. Went right inside 50, deep. Collins couldn't mark it. How does he retrieve it? Hand pass across. Great tackle there from Bonham. Round the corner effort was smothered. And that's a great clearing kick away from Cardiff, Ollie, and they get away again.
Yeah, Manning at the back, working well in defence. Not let off yet, though. Still in the Bulldogs forward 50, just trickling out now. I believe that's Tricky on the far wing, doing the groundwork. Gets it out. Davies finds a man in the middle. It might be out here, the Hawks. Muirhead leads his man on. The foot race is on. Muirhead empty in the forward 50. Empty goal square. And gives the Hawks their second for the afternoon. Marshall Muirhead. That's 2 for him and 2 for the Hawks. And he is the excitement factor that they needed.
Tell you what, Ollie, they need to have someone quick on Marshall Muirhead. He has destroyed them twice. And he's killed them on the wing. So, for mine, he's going to be a real danger threat for Cardiff this afternoon. They were absolutely penned inside their 50 and 1 or 2 quick kicks, and Warners Bay were left really struggling then, really wandering.
Yeah, everybody sucked in towards the forward 50, and Muirhead just let his man onto the contest and then just backed out, found the Sharon and put it through for another 6 points for the Hawks. So, 21-12. Just 3 minutes to go in this second half. Rucks go it again. Warners Bay thought they were held. Reed doing the scrappy groundwork is all right. Bonham, he's going to grab it well and launch it around the corner towards the forward 50. Coming out there is Muirhead as well. I believe James Chugg got nailed. Reed tries to find the pocket. Muirhead couldn't quite grab it up. Steedman going to try and find Muirhead once more. And wrapped up. Calls for ball from the crowd. Umpires put the whistle away and Warners Bay get the breakthrough. Troutman just over his head as Cole Conlon slows the play down. Bonham thought he was held. And it's been called a throw. So Dylan Bonham gets the free kick. Any score for Cardiff here will be massive heading into the quarter-time break. He's got to choose where he's going to put it nicely. Bonham in towards the forward 50 and not quite. Steadman was the target. Couldn't quite get in front of his opponent, so they'll move it out along the back wing through the agency of Gardner, the captain. Handballs it off, and they're often racing the Bulldogs' Borgie.
So they send it long, and it ends up in the hands of Lachlan Manning. So about a minute and a quarter to go here. Can Cardiff get another score? Short ball in there to, pretty sure is Davies. He's going to go back and across. Dangerous kick to Tricky. He's got Tim Reed wider, and he comes across the ground here in front of Munns. They're going to try and go the creative route here to Conlon, who's been solid in the first term. Conlon shortens it up again, misses the target, and that's the danger when you do miss it. Hand pass over the top, Fenimore. Plumridge went the nice little bump and shove. Hand pass over the top, Conlon. Smashed was Maris. Ball to ground. Diving on a bridge. He's in trouble. That's holding the footy. Well, he dived on it, but umpire said no. So, with about half a minute to go, poor Amelia Luck tosses his footy in the air. Cerniauskas in the ruck here with Schultz, goes to ground, moves it along the sideline, trying to work with it. Harridge, picking it up there was Fenimore, going to ground, lurking hard there is the number 50 of Herschel, who's been pretty solid, goes with a high up and under, downfield free kick on the play, I'd say, and it's on the siren, so free kick downfield to Cardiff, and it's going in the hands of Lachlan McNamara, and it's a pretty good set of hands to put it in. He's a very solid footballer and can kick it from this distance.
A good kick here would see Cardiff jump 3 points within margin at quarter time. So McNamara, he's going to have to kick it from about 60 metres out with the man on the mark. They've crowded the goal line. Cannot deviate off his line. McNamara gives it a good ride, and it's just pushed to the right, and they killed it for a minor score. Quarter time here at Fane Oval, Anzac Day clash, the 7th instalment. It's Warners Bay taking on the Cardiff Hawks. The Dogs in full control here, 3-3-21 to 2-9-12. It's a big game on our hands, 3 quarters to go. And we'll see you after the quarter time break. Warners Bay in lead here at Fane Oval.
Well.
Welcome back to Fagan Oval. Anzac Day, edition number 7 here in the AFL Hunter Central Coast. It's Warners Bay by 9 points, 3-3 to 2 straight. Goal scorers Riley Hawes, Hunter Thomas and Braith Pavlu, who got the first goal. Marshall Muirhead has kicked 2 runaway goals, and that second one, Ollie, just highlights probably the style of football Cardiff are wanting to play today, that real slingshot football.
Yeah, absolutely. Reminds me almost a bit of how the Sydney Swans like to go about things in the elite level AFL. So scores are pretty close here. They had a chance to pull within 3 points, Cardiff, but couldn't quite convert through McManara. Just pulled a little bit more to the right than I think he would have liked. So a little bit of improvement to be had there for the Hawks, but otherwise the Bulldogs very much in the box seat at their home ground this afternoon.
Yeah, and if you're an avid watcher of the AFL Hunter Central Coast, Killarney Vale 143 defeated the entrance Batter Bay 36. Stanley Velt with 6 and Lloyd with 7 as Cerniauskas gets in a ruck and gets that first tap down. Herschel was pretty industrious in the first quarter for Cardiff. Dives on the football. Over it there was Daniel with him. Hand pass out to Bonham, who got it a little bit wider there to Fenimore. Drove it long, contest. Bridge got it to ground, did well. Hawkins almost trapped it. Went straight through the middle there and went past Jurisic. Goes to ground. Deverill on the tackle. They get it eventually and they drive it wide here to Deverill, who goes short to Gardner, and he takes the mark in front of Fenimore. So Gardner looking to go centralising the football now to Troutman, who when he gets on his own is very dangerous. He gets the hand pass out wider. Jurisic sends it very short and sharp ball to Munns. It bounced straight off his chest. Gibbons in uncharted territory. Over the top. Monzilla goes for goal and misses to the left-hand side. First score of the second term goes to the Dogs.
Yeah, unlucky not to peg that one back. Munzilla, he's had a couple of behinds already today, but indicating he's dangerous early, and that's what we like to see from Munzilla. So Cardiff, they'll have a chance to kick it out. Smythe has the honours. Just figuring out where he'd like to go. He's got Bonham on the lead early. Ignores it. Goes straight up the guts of the ground. Manning's on his own. Good tall grab from Will Manning. And he's looking. He's got Davies free. Handballs it off to Bonham, who unloads from the edge of the centre square. He knows who he's looking for, and they've found it well, the Hawks. Kick mark game. It's gone all right for them as they move it forward. The Dogs, they've come back in. I believe that's Deverill. Handballs it out and wrapped up immediately. Calls for ball, and it's holding the ball. Advantage has been paid. The Hawks on the trot, and they get their third of the game. And it's Muirhead once more. 3 for Muirhead and 3 for the Hawks. This kid is unstoppable, Borgie.
Oh, he's doing absolutely sensationally at the moment, Marshall Muirhead. Loving the stream on the scene. He's Marshall. He's got 3 big goals. Got some questions to answer here. The Warners Bay Bulldogs, they've got a real target man up front here, Cardiff, and they're making use of him so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw the advantage, took it. You can see there, curves into the pocket. Number 62 unloads, starts it right, and then just brings it back nicely. The Hawks looking very sharp when they've got the ball in hand. Great marking contest as well. Straight up the guts of the field, 4 marks, free kick, and then they convert to a goal. So it's up to them to bring that straight back, hopefully with a centre clearance.
So it's the quick movement of Cardiff that's really rattling Warners Bay at the moment as we're back in the middle. Schultz and Cerniauskas probably even-handed. Gardner tried to go the hand pass back. Daniel lost the football. Bonham got the hand pass to Herschel. Back to Daniel. Troutman needs to get it out and does to Daniel, who did really well, got 3 touches in quick succession. Tried to play there was the Munzilla, but Smythe intercepted and read it best. Kicked it over the top to Fenimore. Fenimore on centre wing here at Fagan, trying to go to Bonham. Poor kick, ended up with Thomas. Thomas went around Bonham and needs to put it back inside 50. Targets Munns, and a diving mark on the chest about 35 to 40 metres out from goal for Zach Munns. Probably not the best spot on the field for him being a lefty, but pretty sure he's a lefty. Seen him kick goals with both feet, Ollie, so it could be very wrong on this one as the mark set about 40 to 45 out. He's a national OzTag representative for Great Britain. He's going for his first goal of the afternoon. He strikes it with a left. This will be some sort of kick. Oh, well, you never count out Munzilla. That is a marvellous strike from Zach. He gets his first goal, and Warners Bay extend that lead and go back to where they were at quarter time.
Yeah, you can just see the small forwards starting to have a bit of an impact on the game. We've got Marshall Muirhead down the other end. He's kicked 3 this afternoon. And then we've got Munzilla, Zach Munz, who's kicked 2 behinds and 1 goal. He's looking the goods this afternoon, Zach, and so is Muirhead. So it's up to either team to shut down these wow factor plays. So super exciting stuff at either end of the field.
The only concerning thing I've got for Cardiff, Oliver, is who else do they go to for goal if Marshall Muirhead doesn't score?
It's a good question. I wouldn't know, Borgie. I don't play much. I can only hope they've got maybe 1 or 2 more that can do the work of Muirhead, but it's going the way of the Hawks immediately. Bulldogs respond in kind. Good mark in the centre, so we're back where we started. Finds it out wide. Takes it on the bounce. Oh, slipped over. That was dangerous. Umpire put it away. Launching it long into the 50s, the Hawks. There's not really any specific target there. Hawkins was floating around. Deverill sort of moves it out. Grubbly kick along the ground. Troutman was unmarked until a couple of seconds. And finally he gets the hands. Stedman tries to push it in long. Came off hands. And that's a huge mark by Hawkins. Body on the line type of stuff. And he's still 50 metres out. And it looks like, judging by the demure, he's going to go back and have a ping at this shot. 50 metres out, stuck his arms out and just took the mark. And now he has a chance to go back and get the Hawks back in a close position. Braden Hawkins from 50 metres out. It's low and it will be marked on the goal line. And it's been paid a mark regardless. The number 25 for Cardiff, Lachlan McNamara, just missed one before the siren at quarter time. He has a chance to rectify that. It's good passage of play from the Hawks. Hawkins to McNamara. And oh, that's a clanger. That's not what you want to see if you're a Cardiff fan. Out on the full, misses everything. And so the Bulldogs get a really big get out of jail free card there as they move it elegantly through the centre of the ground. Low and darting ball. Here comes the handball game. Troutman, that's a huge torpedo. Has a bit of spin on that and everything. Reaches the Cardiff 50. And the Hawks, they've got the numbers back to defend. Target is Hawkins on the wing. Can't quite see it. Bulldogs pushes him off it. Diving effort. They're all in amongst it at the moment. Great smother. It's Stedman now. Tries to find a target. Still men back and it finds the back of the way of the Bulldogs. It's Thomas. Cross kicks it back into the centre. Steadying the ship through the number 22, Bevis. And spoiled. Here come Cardiff again. They want a mark. It is a mark, okay. Bit of confusion there. I thought they might have hit the deck, but maybe a little bit short-sighted. I believe this looks to be Tricky lining up from outside 50. Oh, he's seen something he likes. Goes long. Stedman's unmarked. And he's in range. Once again, the Hawks to bring it back. Borgie.
They've been outstanding in this second term, Cardiff. And the delivery from Fit and Tricky then was marvellous. He had a real question mark on his short game last year. Turned a lot of football over. If he gets that right, he's going to be a really dangerous player in this comp. That short ball to Stedman was just sublime.
So Stedman in range to add another 6 points for the Hawks. Gives it a good ride. And it's straight through. Cardiff with another 6. They put it on the board. And it's 28-24. 4 points the difference. And here come Cardiff.
Tell you what, Shane, if you're at half-time or something watching this, you're not getting your 90 points. Going to be nowhere near it this afternoon. Cardiff have really put on a terrific fight in this first quarter and 10 minutes. The Dogs may have come into this game with a false sense of security. And Cardiff, they just keep peppering and working hard. Stedman and Schultz, Williams, Tricky, Herschel, Bonham, have all been working very hard. So in the centre we go. Bevis on the ruck jewel goes to ground under the pressure of Schultz play on, says the ump. Probably going to have a second stoppage here. So 9 minutes into this second term, and what we predicted on the podcast is definitely not happening. And I know Chop had the same thoughts, having a chat to him during the week. Tackle applied. Cardiff moving forward. Socket off the deck, Reed. Hawkins on the outside. Stedman goes to ground. Stedman's going to get a touch here, possibly. Goes to ground at the wrong time. Hand pass out, Plumridge. Ball in the hands of McNamara. It was too hot. Here the Dogs turned over. Ball inside 50, and that was an ill-directed kick. Mark taken by the Dogs. They're going to switch. Dangerous looking kick, but it's good enough. So Lockie Deverill will take this kick and go short here to Hawes. Hawes pushed in the back. Play on, says the umpire. Maris did well. Hawes tackled. Play on, says the ump. It's going to be advantage over the top. Munns to the outside if it breaks. Well done, Lachlan Manning. He's been really good so far. Great matchup on Collins. Hand pass out to Carpenter, who had dropped it. Ball in the hands of Connolly, who fumbled. Good effort there by Manning, who tried to work through it, and Bonham takes over the boundary line. The Rolls Royce takes it out of bounds. It's going to be a free kick. So driven long inside 50. Lovely mark taken again there by Oscar Smythe, who takes it in front of Munns. Plays on quickly. Excludes Tricky. Tricky goes short. That's a marvellous kick there to McNamara. He's certainly improved that side of his game. Gets the hand pass over the top now. Back to Tricky, who ran off. He's tall timber Tricky, but he can certainly run. Chase for the footy. Thomas. Nice little bump and shove, does best. Gets the footy. Drives it back down the line, looking for Gardner. Munns, the speedster, working in there as well as Conlon. Munns picks up the footy. Drives it central, looking for Collins at the front. At the back there was Manning. Collins can recover. Great effort, Manning. Backing up there was Hawes off the deck. And the Dogs get one. And they badly needed it, Ollie, because they were struggling.
Yeah, Hawes, had a bit of fire in his stomach just behind play. There was a fair bit of physicality, a couple of spot fires going on in the background, and he had the fire to come up, and he slots another one for the Warners Bay Bulldogs, who pull ahead to a 10-point margin now. So it's game on here. Just as one gets one, so does the other. Tit for tat type of stuff. And see here on the replay, Hawes streaking up the middle there. Munns into Collins, who just takes it to ground. Manning tried his best, but it was a 2-on-1 situation. Missed, no prior opportunity, which is why there was a no holding the ball. And Hawes, he loves every single bit of it with the Warners Bay faithful. Magnificent play from Warners Bay there. Back to the centre we go. Bonham hovering. So is Gardner. It's going the way of the Bulldogs so far. Handball's out. Looks like the Doggies are out here. Not quite a correct disposal. Deverill's hovering around. Fend off. Here's Tricky again. Geez, this kid can run smothered. Well done. Williams along the deck. Back in it goes. And Warners Bay have the leading contest. Can't quite hold on to it though. Pressure being applied in all sorts of directions. Round the corner and out towards the wing here. And look at this. Urish gets the ball. Tries to find a target in forward 50. And it's Munns. Zach Munns, of course. Icon of the Warners Bay Bulldogs. Hawes, is it? Oh, it's Hawes. Riley Hawes. Sorry about that. So Hawes will be lining up. He's just kicked one. Can he kick two consecutively? There we go. That's the word. Hawes for two. Gives it a good ride. And there it is. He is fired up this afternoon, Riley Hawes. And they drag it out to a 16-point margin here. Just as Cardiff looked to have the answers and were moving the ball very cleanly. They couldn't quite put together a chain contest and flipped over to the hands of Riley Hawes.
So Riley Hawes goes bang, bang. And Warners Bay go out to 16 points. And it's that quick ball movement from defence to attack, midfield to attack for the Dogs. That's what they need. I think they've been trying to go too short. They need to be more direct. Amelia Luck in the centre of the field. You see the time on the top of your screen. Beautiful graphics there from the scene. Shane Darwin. Cerniauskas in the ruck. Tapped down, ended up with Williams, who's played a role, went to ground. Here go the Dogs again. Deverill with a hand pass. Searching ball. Going wide in the Munns direction. 1-on-1. Tries to get it on the chest, couldn't get it. Got the touch and shouldn't be a lasso free kick. Munzilla. We'll see that one out with Urisic. Going to the bench here is Chug. He's had a good game also. One of the players of the match so far for Cardiff, I reckon's in the back line. Lachlan Manning. He's held Collins to not a lot at all. Tap down, Herschel. Smothered there by Deverill. Goes to ground. Herschel Munn's pressure was immense. Hand pass out, Smythe. Still working off the football. Hand pass out, Tricky. Tricky dashes away, goes short. Lovely pass to Fenimore. So Fenimore at centre half back for Cardiff. Shortens it up again and finds a teammate there. Pretty sure it's Tricky again. So hard running stuff. Just slow tempo playing football. Needed here from Cardiff, 2 goals in a row. They might turn this over again here. They switch it across the field. Gardner, not the best kick. Williams has got a bit of toe. Williams, the body, tries to pick it up. Almost on the pressure there, Connolly. They won't want to turn it over now, Cardiff. They go back to Herschel. Herschel sends it wide. If this goes out of bounds in the middle, it's going to be a lasso free. And Ollie, that's the result. The Dogs get the reliever.
Yeah, absolutely. Marshall Muirhead was on the lead there. Definitely trying to find that target once more, but just pushed it a little bit too wide on that occasion. So Dogs up the line. Pack starting to form. Starting to move it well was Cardiff. And we'll have another stoppage just on the edge of the centre square. Anzac Day footy, live and exclusive on the scene. You won't get it anywhere else. Cardiff and Warners Bay, 2 stalwarts of the competition. Tap down, Warners Bay gets first blood. Good pressure there from Williams. Moves it out, Tricky's there, and good mark. Backed himself with the back flight of the ball. So Tricky looking where he can convert. Looks to be a cross field. Good kick play there. That was Harridge. Bouncing ball, Troutman mops up the mess. Launches it inside forward 50. Hawes was there, Manning, great body work, gathers the Sharon. Handballs it out, and Cardiff, well defended indeed. Bonham's on top of the 50. Goes to the side. The kick wasn't what he wanted, but the player's there. Cardiff along the broadcast side of the wing. Reed takes the marks. He's going to steady the ship as his men get forward. Launching ball a bit high. Tall timber flying. Just one Cardiff Hawk amongst all these Bulldogs just swarming. 49, that's Pavlu. Moves it fast, does he. Handballs out, that was really well done. And the Bulldogs on the trot again through Thomas, who has just smashed it into the clubhouse direction, out on the full. And Cardiff get let off again. They'll have to be choicey about where this ball goes, though. So Manning just surveying his options inside 50. Munn's left his man. Very deep at the Hawks. Really assessing their options, using all 8 seconds this year. And finds an empty man. Gee, that's a great kick. Maris moves back, handballs it off. And the Hawks, they're out of defensive 50 now. Well moved, Plumridge. And this kick mark game is what worked so well for them last time. They converted off the back of it. Oh, smother, not enough height. That's a rookie mistake. Deverill moves it inside 50. Munns, he's got the ball in hand once more. Tries to work some magic just for a point. And Cardiff back to square one, just as they were looking promising, moving it fast out of their defensive 50. Borgie.
Yeah, wasted opportunity there for Munns. Couple of turnovers from Cardiff that were very much not in the playbook for them. Short ball, this one could be done as well, but it's a great kick to Manning. Manning's got Carpenter wider, but he goes cross to Reed. Dangerous kick, could be 50, and the umpire did well not to get sucked in. So the 2 number 3s, Reed and Gardner. Reed's got the footy, Gardner stand the mark, and that kick goes into the bench of the Warners Bay Bulldogs, and it'll be a free kick to the Dogs. So opportunity here with the breeze. I think Mark Diggin will want to see more action in that 50. Good effort there, Tricky, to go over the top. Hand pass across here to Carpenter. Nice sharp one here to Bonham, who got tackled. Ball in the hands of Pavlu. Over the top to Gardner. Nice sharp hand pass. They need to release it quickly. Open forward line. Oh, great effort there by Hawes. Beat Maris. All ends up and then drop the mark. Ends up back to Daniel, though, on the turnover. He's got Gardner wider. He's going to go very, very long. Hawes and Maris, he sees the match up. Oh, wonderful diving slips catch there by Hawes. That's the matchup, Ollie, that's going to win him the game. Maris definitely is not at the same level as Hawes. And so Hawes is going to try the spectacular from the boundary.
This could bring the crowd to its knees here, Borgie.
Deep in the pocket, Riley Hawes needs to send it back and bring it back with the breeze. Oh, yes! And he shows the crowd what it's worth. What an absolute specky from the boundary. Riley Hawes has 4. And Warners Bay go out to 23-point lead.
Yes, and they do it in style as well, Borgie. Just that consistent pressure that kept knocking Cardiff back in towards their forward 50. And then all of a sudden, Hawes did the body work. He's come for a spell on the bench now. He's done very, very well this afternoon. He's kicked 3, I believe. 4 now.
He's just too good for the opponent he's on. I think they need to change that matchup, Ollie, or he's going to kick 10 if he keeps going like that.
Half-time homework for Cardiff, I think, as we head back to the centre. Jack George, umpire in the middle. Nice tall ball up, like what we'd see. Scrambling every direction. Cardiff throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it. Hawkins through the centre. Takes a bounce and he can't find a target. And all bit of cheekiness from the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They're on top, so why not? Beaten down. Reed was beaten out of it by Deverill. Deverill's been great this afternoon. Here comes the number 3, Gardner, the captain, to Troutman, who's moving it short but steady. Bulldogs choose to play on. Hawkins is in pursuit. They look for the pocket again, and it's going to be a borderline call. Umpire was back a little further, but it will be a throw-in in the Bulldogs forward 50, just where they like it, the sweet spot. So Manning's going up for ruck here, so he's been really good in defence this afternoon, but he's going to have to go on ball for this short period of time. And Gardner round the corner, spinning ball over the head of Munns. Will it come curving back? Not quite. They rush it through for a behind. And they move it quickly here, the Hawks, Ashley.
Yeah, so it's in the hands now of Johannes Conlon. Conlon's going to shorten it up. Didn't know if that was far enough. The umpire thought so. McNamara will take it. Bit of damage control here now. 24 points, 4 goals the margin. Looked like it was just going over the head of Conlon, but he reeled it in. Half-back flank here for the Hawks. Short ball, dangerous. Daniel cuts it off. He could go here. Collins has snuck out the back, but he goes longer to Munns. Munns trying to outwork his man. How's the pick-up? Taps to his own advantage. Well played there, Manning, and he did beautifully again. Lachlan Manning, he's keeping his side in the contest. High ball underneath Jurisic. Could have been tunnelling. Deverill. That is a magnificent kick. And that's the first time Max Collins has gotten free, and he's probably hurt himself. Actually, it wasn't Max Collins, it's Lewis Murphy. A bit premature on the call there, but Lewis Murphy has taken the mark 40 metres out. He looks a bit ginger. Took the mark in front of Will Maris. And so, Lewis Murphy for his first. He looked ginger, but he's recovered. How well has he recovered? Not well enough to put it down the middle. So the lead's extended to 25. About 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
So what can Cardiff come up with here? 25 points down. Almost double what their quarter time margin was. So they really let it slip despite promising signs early in the quarter. Anzac Day footy on the scene, exclusive to the AFL Hunter Central Coast. Warners Bay versus Cardiff. Williams settling under it. Manning does well. Takes off. Takes a bounce. He's played on magnificently here. Sees an opportunity and takes it. Muir heads out the back. He's already got 3 today. Gathers well. It's a 2-on-1. Unloads from 50. Muir head for his 4th. And it's a behind. And all the Cardiff boys thought it was a goal. They were often celebrating. And it was a dagger in the hearts after such a good play as well. So they bring it back ever so slightly. Can they lock it in here? Warners Bay unmarked in the 50. Deverill assesses his options. Chooses with the switch. There's not enough pressure from Cardiff here. Warners Bay moving it way too freely over the top of Daniel. And swooped in, going backwards. I believe that's Collins by the looks of things. And moving it towards a 50. Munns in the centre square. Goes cross court towards Connolly, who chooses not to play on. Saw the danger ahead. Hawkins is going on the mark, so it looks like he's taking a shot. Chooses to play on. See something he likes at the top of the square. Big fly. Can't quite gather it. And the Hawks, Reed tries to gather it. And yeah, it's going to go out once again for a stoppage in the Bulldogs forward half. Just a minute and a couple of seconds left on the clock. So Cardiff, they need to defend here. One more could really put them a fair way back. Tips away the Bulldogs. Deverill again. Connolly tries some magic work. Hawkins has taken him to ground. Bit of feeling in this one. Bonham hunting for the ball. Shoved off it. Into the side, says the umpire. And Hawes also searching for it. He kicked one from that direction earlier. Bonham on the ground with him. And Maris tries a bit of work. Mowed down immediately. Handball spills out. Oh, that's a good kick. Oh, no way. Corey Deverill, you beauty. Puts another one on the Hawks for the Dogs. And a dagger in the hearts of the Hawks. That was some fantastic work from Deverill. How was the wow factor on that?
Yeah, beautifully called by you, Ollie. 20 seconds to go. That was absolutely poor timing for Cardiff. Brilliant timing if you're a Dogs fan. It's a 5-goal lead as we look at the replay. Was just stuck into the congestion. Beautiful tackle on Maris there. Ball came out. There was a wonderful hand pass from Daniel. Check side kick on point. Siren goes for half time. Well, there's been 2 stars of the show at the moment. Riley Hawes has 4 for Warners Bay. Marshall Muirhead has 3 for Cardiff. A very timely goal to Corey Deverill on the siren sees Warners Bay 8-7-55, leading Cardiff 4-1-25. The game is going to script here on Anzac Day, the 7th edition. It's 3 games all. Warners Bay look to be favourites to get it to number 4. Oliver Croft with Ashley Borg. We'll be back after the extended break with all of the action of the second half here on Anzac Day.
keep this chair. You haven't got far.
Yes, I know.
So where are you now? Leaves at home.
Just trying to land some bowler. I'll go for a couple and I'll get back and pick me up and then we won't go that way.
Oh, yeah. Listen, can you text me? Now, right. Which week like this? I'm just cold.
Great little system. He's got interviews going everywhere. I don't know where he's in. It's a single camera. How are you, mate? Good. It's good. Yeah, let me go, mate. Yeah, look, all he'll do is think he's got his own little thing he wants to do today, so I've got to jump into it. Welcome back to Fagan Oval. Half-time break here in the Anzac Day clash. Warners Bay with a very comfortable lead. They have been challenged by a very game Cardiff here. They're only in front by 30 points at this stage. I don't know what Mark Dignam said to him at the break, but I don't know if he'd be overly happy with the first half. They've gotten out of it with a lead, but in terms of the way they're playing at the moment, they've had to change things up a bit. Real dominant force around the football at the moment is Riley Hawes. Cerny Auskers has played well in the ruck. Connor Betts, Cooper Daniel and Tom Gardner have played a role. Jurisic has been nice off the wing, and haven't really quite seen Zach Munns get into full stream at the moment, but he's doing okay. So you've got Cardiff, you've got Tim Reed and Bonham are playing well. Oscar Smythe's played a role. Johans Conlon. Braden Hawkins has been impressive. Stedman's been in and out. McNamara the same. Fenimore the same. Williams played really well in the first quarter and a bit. It's looking like maybe fitness might catch up. Lachlan Manning and Finton Tricky have been the two best for mine, as well as Nicholas Herschel. 44, the 50 and the 51. They've just they've excelled today, and the standout for Cardiff has been Marshall Muirhead, who doesn't need a lot of opportunities as we welcome back Ollie Croft, but he's kicked 3 big goals against the play.
Yeah, no, he sure has, Borgie. Now, it's funny you mentioned Will Manning and Finton Tricky. I'm noticing a common theme throughout the AFL these days, and that's these juniors are really starting to shine. You know, don't forget James Chuggs. He's also in the side. He's pretty fit, and he's looking the goods today. He's been involved in a couple of hard-hitting contests. He's currently starting on the bench at the moment, but he should be back on the field. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Anzac Day footy at Fane Oval. It's the Cardiff Hawks taking on the Warners Bay Bulldogs. The Bulldogs 30 points in front. What can Cardiff come up with? And ruck contest clash in the middle once more. It's primed in this dusk fixture. Hawkins takes them on. Play on, says the umpire. He's not worried by it at all. It was Manning asking for the footy, and that's holding the ball. So Bonham took them on, and it's going to tip the way of the Warners Bay Bulldogs. I believe that's Hunter Thomas who's going to take the kick. It is. He'll look to assess a couple of options before just belting it long. The Hawks are there. Munns prowling along the ground. And Cardiff trying desperately to work their way out. They cannot concede here anymore. Deverell leading. Bounces out of the arms. Plumridge all over him. Bonham along the deck. He's been involved in anything. Plumridge gets it back and is wrapped up immediately for another stoppage. So, tension starting to build in amongst the crowd here. Which way will it tip? Right now it says the Bulldogs. Plumridge tries to handball it out. Doggies all over Hawkins, wrapped up straight away. That's a wonderful tackle from Hunter Thomas, not giving anyone a space of breathing room. So this looks to be interesting. I believe this is Cardiff's Hunter Schultz in the ruck. And calls for ball. We haven't moved it out of the centre square yet this quarter. And another stoppage. So a couple of spot fires last quarter. Plenty of heat in this one. The Hawks and the Dogs, modern day equivalent of the Bombers and the Pies. Coming along the ground, it's the Hawks again looking to move it faster. That was Herschel. Handballs it up. Herschel still hovering, taken to the ground without the ball. And Troutman pumps it inside 50, can't find a target in Munns. That's great defensive work from the Hawks there. Oscar Smythe is the one to shut down the Munzilla Borgie as they move it out of defence.
So short ball here, the calming short ball that tries to stem the flow. Bonham was the target there, and they've gone across to McNamara, who widens the play here to Trick. He needs to keep it in. Wonder if he's kept it in before the lasso. And he has. So he's done well there, Finton Tricky. Ball in the hands of some good footballers there for Cardiff. Have they got the fitness to stay with Warners Bay in this second half? That's the question. 30 points to deficit. It's not lost yet. 5 goals in a modern game of AFL is very achievable as Reid goes to ground and Cerniauskas wraps him up. So, a very entertaining first half. Same with the women's game, actually. It was very entertaining until after half-time when Cardiff got away. That was a great chase and tackle. Dangerous on the leg there, but free kick. Pretty sure it's Connor Betts. Betts will take the short one. It's nicely moved along the turf, along the side. So the Dogs just steadying up here through Gardner. And another steadier to Murphy. So right underneath the scoreboard here at Fagan Oval. Steady as they go, and kicking into a quite stiff breeze, which seems to be getting stiffer as it goes, as Thomas tries to centralise it across to Gibbons, who ran forward. In support there is Deverill. He doesn't need it. Hawkins on the hammer. Gibbons needs to release. Couldn't get it in time. Umpire says play on. Fenimore and McNamara there. Fenimore tackled without the football. No free kick. Munns over the football. Gets a foot to ball. Bonham might have been tackled high. Umpire didn't really engage, or has he? Seems to have, and Bonham will take the free kick. Not a bad decision in the end.
I like that call from Jack George. Definitely think it was above the neck. So Bonham, work to do here with this free kick. It's gone high. Looks like to be Deverill just sitting under it. Too easy. No contest made of it from the Hawks. So Deverill pumps it back up along. There's a contest there, though. The Hawks spoil it out. That's a great fist. Lachlan McNamara. He's done well today. Couple of shots on goal he hasn't been able to convert. One clanger that went out on the full. Won't talk too much about that one. Ball back in play. Bonham unmarked as the Rover just wheels around and throws it on the boot. Again, nobody's back here for the Hawks. They need to tighten this up as Thomas Sebastian moves it into the middle. And that's Gardner again, the captain. Gee, he's had a couple of disposals today. Top of the 50. Great mark by Warners Bay. Collins moves it back in. And is that Zach Munns unmarked in the forward 50, and he's going to have a shot at goal. And Cardiff have a lot of loose men around the contest at the moment, and they're starting to pay for it. So Zach Munns within kicking range. He might prefer this one to a couple of others he's had today. So 9 goals in round 1 for Zach Munns. He's exciting to say the least. Gives it a good ride. Looks straight. Just glances through the behind post. And all of a sudden, the Hawks have it back in their hands, and they've got work to do, Ash.
Yeah, 31 points to lead here for Warners Bay. They're looking pretty comfortable into the breeze. Cardiff really need to do the damage in this quarter. And outside of Marshall Muirhead, I don't really see where their goals are going to come from. And if they don't get them in the quick slingshot, they don't look like they're going to get them either. As a 50-metre penalty for not standing on the mark. They get a 50-metre advancement. Looks a good 50th there. Don't know, sometimes with field measurements and things like that, tend to go a little bit short at times, as McNamara will send this ball long. It's a lovely left foot. Cerniauskas near it. Nice punch away there. That was by Gosha. And that one will go out of bounds. So game's in a bit of a lull at the moment. We've only had one score in this third term in the first 6 minutes. Cardiff are the ones that have to do the attacking. They're down by 31. Warners Bay could just ease on to a very easy victory here on Anzac Day. They want to put them to the sword as that one's picked up by Herschel and dribbled along the turf to Conlon, who made the switch from full back to full forward. Bonham round the body on the left. Has it been touched? It's being dribbled though. McCallum sends it back from whence it came. This will probably be marked. No, it's dropped there by Harridge in the end. Round the corner kick from Herschel. Nice spoil away from Stedman. Gibbons couldn't collect it. Conlon couldn't grab it either. Gibbons tried to release. That could be holding the footy. I think he got it just in time. Number 3 there is Reid. Working with it is Hawkins. Nice little pirouette. He just needs to get on the boot. Defence was outstanding from the Warners Bay Bulldogs. And they're going to come away with the free kick. They move it away into the near side through Deverill. Deverill's got Gardner short, but he comes in board and looks for Thomas. Thomas has got Troutman, but he goes a little bit shorter and wider to Gardner. He takes off. Hasn't got much room to move. He goes backwards, avoids Hawkins. He's run about 15. He's just about hit the distance. Gone to Jurisic. Jurisic now opens up the field, searching for Hawes, who's been dominant in the first half. Takes the mark about 55, 60 out. Munsy's down the field. Pavlu just sneaking across. They haven't covered Pavlu yet, who's deep in the forward line. They go short instead. And Munns will take the mark in a very similar position from where he took his last shot about 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play there from the Warners Bay Bulldogs, and it was a great build-up as well. Just watching Zach Munns down there in the forward 50, led his man on to the back of the contest before looping around and just on a clean lead out of the forward 50. It was really well done and really well concealed as well. The Cardiff player just didn't think Munns would be going forward, but here he is lining up.
So about 40 metres out, Zach Munns, 1 goal only. Is he going to straighten it up from his first attempt? Oh, he's up and about, Zachy boy. That's 2 for Zach Munns. And the lead goes out further, 62 to 25. I think it might be an unassailable lead now, Ollie.
Yeah, I think you're right, Borgie. I think the Hawks are going to have to dig very, very deep here to claw this one back, that's for sure. But it is Anzac Day, and when the crowds are big and the sun is setting, anything can happen under this sort of atmosphere. So Cardiff 4-1-25 to Warners Bay's 9-8-62. Really is quite the difference there. And Kalani Vale in the Women's Cup have completely done away with Baddo Bay, 114-1. As we head back here to the centre, wrapped up straight away. So Kalani Vale looking the goods in the Women's Cup this season, and Baddo Bay unable to register a goal under that sort of pressure. Just goes to show you what a forbidding image they are building. Ball along the deck. Cardiff come away with it. No prior, says the umpire. Spills out. Coming through is Tricky by the looks of things. Tricky puts on a burst of pace. Hits it straight up onto the underside of the ball, and Muirhead was there. And the umpire, Xavier's, called it out. So had the right idea, but just hit the ball on the underside, right where you don't want it. So back in the Cardiff's forward 50, but they're not going to get a chance to convert just yet as it's stumped up down the line. Williams was involved, waiting at the back of the pack. Tricky took a fly. Cardiff fighting really hard in here as Herschel gets wrapped up. So Betts, good tackle there. Rucks dominated. They'll fly again. Williams waiting. Doesn't have as tough as a tag as he did in the first quarter. And calls for holding the ball, it is. Great call from Jack George, and it's advantageous to Cardiff as well. As Herschel assesses his options, he's got Manning on the right, ignores. That's a wobbly looking kick to a target he didn't want it to go to. Cardiff not very smart with their inside 50 work here at the moment. Warners Bay, however, finding space when they need it most. Here we go, hands along the wing. That one's a little bit out of reach, I think. As they move past the scoreboard, past the halfway mark, Cardiff's come out of 50 to defend it. They gather again and they'll move a little bit more forward to Stedman, who takes a much-needed mark, assesses his options as Reed calls for it inside 50. He's put the afterburners on and again drops the sitter. Is this a chance for Cardiff? Plumridge through the middle. Yes, he has. Cardiff needed it and they're up and about.
I have just witnessed something I didn't think I'd see in my broadcasting life in this region. Seb Thomas dropping a chest mark. That was such a schoolboy error. I didn't think so. He had no pressure on him and just put the football down. Too casual. Given a goal away. 31 points the margin. Mark Didnam trying to marshal the troops now. Really, they've not under a lot of pressure really, Ollie, but they put themselves under that pressure when they make mistakes like that.
Yeah, much agreed, but it was a well thought out passage of play from the Cardiff Hawks there. So Bulldogs still have a fair bit of a buffer, 31 points. They won't be too worried about what's just happened, but they don't want to have it constantly. There's been a holding out-of-zone free kick paid, and it's gone the way of the Hawks. So straight away, first blood out of the middle. Bottom has the Sherrin in hand. Reed's unmarked. Now he's been marked again. He looked the goods for a second. Pack building. They're all under at the Bulldogs. That's a great mark from Deverill. Just knew exactly where to be and had to take it. Goes back a little bit. Called to move it on. and then play on. So he's come towards the broadcast side of the wing. Big fly there. That's a magnificent grab. I believe that is McNamara who handballs it off from the ground. Manning wasn't expecting it. Gets it back to Bonham. Former coach of Manning's. Bonham cops a bump just after disposal. Big fly. Tricky. Muirhead. Not quite tricky, but Muirhead, who's going to be lining up for his fourth. He's kicked 3 in the first half. And now he's going to be lining up outside 50. So this doesn't look great from McNamara, who's come from the field with the trainers after handballing from the ground. So Muirhead outside 50. Good ride. Pushed left by a long shot. So they netted that goal, the Hawks, but they add another behind to their tally.
So Seb Thomas looking to bring this football back in. 5-goal lead here to Warners Bay. They're comfortable, but they're too comfortable at the moment. Not really playing with a sense of urgency as Deverill takes the mark in the far pocket. Drives it along the line. Nice effort to mark there by Murphy. Dropped on the ground. Ball still in dispute there. Nice little bump and shove there on Steadman by Deverill. And that one goes over the boundary line. It might actually be a lasso free kick because it was kicked out. So Deverill will take it. Unfortunate part of that rule is Gibbons now will take this football, and it's too short there to Gardner. The bounce favours him. Nice bump there by Hawkins. Stood his ground beautifully. Went to ground. Pressure there was immense from the Dogs. They're going to try and wrestle their way through, holding the football. Wow, that was a quick one, but it was a good one. So Hawkins will take the free. Chris Davies is on here on the wing, but he ignores him, Hawkins. He goes straight in the middle to Steadman. Great kick. Little bit of a nudge there from Deverill. He goes to ground a bit easy. Hand pass across. Bonham setting this one up deep. Marshall Muirhead at the front. Went to ground. Effort there from the Dogs. They work it hard. Trying to clear the danger there was Anderson. High up and under. This could be out in the full. Play on, says the umpire. Well taken. Over the back there is Murphy. He's got a couple of metres on his man. He just needs it to sit over the top. That's a great ball to Hawes. Hawes looking for a bag. He just needs this to sit beautifully. It did so, and he goes bang. And that's a goal to Riley Hawes. He's got 5, and the lead goes back out to 36. The coast-to-coast transition from the Dogs was sublime.
Yeah, it was magnificent, wasn't it, Borgie? And Hawes just knew exactly where to wait, picked up the ball, and just nailed it home. So the Bulldogs put their buffer out to even further. And the Hawks, they had it down there forward 50. They just couldn't quite convert. Bonham was there on the prowl. But as you can just see here, coast-to-coast stuff. That long kick all the way up at the ground bounced perfectly for the Bulldogs. Cardiff players, they were all even up until that point where they had to get back to try and shut down Hawes. By then it was too late. The number 4 just went bang. That's a replay. Beautifully done on the scene production. Such an advantageous part of the broadcast in 2026. Amelia Lux, the umpire in the middle, tosses it up. Cardiff, lots of work to do if they're eager to put their first win on the board in Anzac round. Here we go. The Bulldogs looking the goods once more and wrapped up. Bonham and Hawkins, a combined effort for holding the football. Don't mind that call at all from Amelia Luck. Took the players on. So Bonham, it's his turn, and 50 metres for not giving the ball back straight away. So plenty of action in the middle. We've also now have a blood rule, so we're just going to wait until this player leaves the field. And then we'll have 50 metres, which will take Bonham pretty much in range here, which will be easy for Cardiff to peg back, but they'll need to convert it. So not great signs here for Deverill.
So there's a very heavy bump, Molly. That was a very heavy bump on Deverill.
So blood from the chin, so he's just come off to get that mopped up and can come back on if he's okay. So the 50 metres is being taken downfield. It's to the advantage of the Cardiff Hawks. And Bonham, he's lining up the number 9 for his first of the day. And he doesn't miss. The big Dylan Bonham. A fantastic goal that gets the Hawks faithful up and about and juices a little bit more excitement into the contest. And Anzac Day footy, it's game on between the Dogs and the Hawks.
Well, we've got Lockie Deverill just on the bench here with us, and judging by the cut on the chin there, that's probably where he was struck or bumped. It was a little borderline. Might have been the contact with the ground afterwards as well. It was a solid hit, and Lockie doesn't go down easy, that's for sure. Umpired him as when he was a lot younger. Very hard man of football. He's Lockie Deverill. I hope he's all right and he gets back on the field. But that goal from Dylan Bonham gives them a 5-goal buffer now. Cardiff really have a lot to do. They've got a ton of work in this last 8 minutes of the third term to try and kick a few goals and give themselves some sort of sniff into the breeze as Hawkins goes to ground. Bonham tries to work it out. Over the top hand pass Daniel. That was slick. Trying to pick it up there was the Dogs. Working through there was Venamore. And the whistle's gone right off the ball here. I'm not sure where this whistle's come from, but if you're paying a free kick from there, you'd want to be certain. And we'll leave that one in a free kick to the Cardiff side. So Bonham will touch that, take the mark. The centre of Fagan Oval. Nice steadying kick to Reid, who's been serviceable for the Hawks. Backing across here to Fenimore, who goes nice and long. Nice fly, Stedman at the back there with Hawkins trying to chase it. Bridge, Hawkins, possibly held play on, says the ump. Gibbon got the footy. Hawkins dived in with Muirhead. Umpire stalemates it. It's a good game of football, very competitive. We thought before the game that the Hawks would get blown out of the water. Well, Shane did. He picked a 90-point contest. But they've been a lot better than that today, Cardiff, as Corey Deverill goes to ground under the pressure of Muirhead. We have another stoppage. Nice work there from Cerniauskas to pull the man away from the contest. Great effort there from Hawkins, diving on the football. Complete desperation. Nice effort there, Troutman. Got the hands free. Daniel, high up and under. That'll go about 7 or 8 metres. Ball on deck. They're trying to work through. That was a tackle against there from Williams without the football. And taking the free kick there will be Jurisic. Ollie?
Yeah, so Cardiff had it pretty deep there. Would have been nice with Muirhead on field on the prowl to convert, but not quite. Cross-court kick. Dangerous, but it works out well for the Dogs. Can they do anything wrong today at all? They've lured in the spare man, and now they're fully out here. The Warners Bay Bulldogs streaking along the backfield. Munns was streaking through, and they found Hawes. He's done absolutely amazing today. And he's going to line up once more. So he's already got 5. Can he add another 1 or 2 to his tally? It would be nice. So everyone holds their breath. Can Riley Hawes kick his 6 from 55 metres out? And it looks like it's going to glance across the face for a throw-in. So not quite as close on that occasion.
So Killarney Vale won their men's cup game 143-36 today at Enterprise at the Adelaide Street Oval. Envisage Property Oval as Tricky tries to tap it away from the contest. This is Maris getting in there for the Cardiff side. Kick there from Deverill. Front spot Munns tried to manufacture something out of nothing. Working out of the contest there, Cardiff. Don't hand pass back in the back line like that, but Hawkins made it look brilliant. As he gets a short kick out, it's intercepted here. Troutman, I believe that might be trying to get this ball out. Hawkins again, he's done a ton of work for Cardiff this afternoon. Really in the pack. Collins trying to release the footy. He gets a kick to it, sends it deep into the forward line, and Manning takes another crucial mark for his side. Keeps them out of trouble, keeps it to 30. Drive it along the side through Fenimore. That's a lovely long kick. Good contest there. That was Carpenter in it for Cardiff. He did the business. Working through it there was Lamond. Centralising the footy there to Daniel. Spoiled by O'Gorman. We haven't caught a lot in this game. Warners Bay grab it and go forward. Umpires paid a free kick. It looks like it's going to go the way of the Dogs. And it looks like Corey Deverill's got the football. So it's a key free kick in this game here. Ollie, with about 3.5 minutes to go, the Dogs need another one to really seal it, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. 30 whole points of the margin. Nothing more, nothing less. Perfectly achievable in the modern day. But if Warners Bay get this next one, I think Cardiff will have a long road ahead if they really are desperate about winning this game. Those sorts of marks help. Not 15, so it was play on. Had to make an impulsive handball. Warners Bay on the surge again. Hawes out-muscles Maris and does it beautifully. So we lined up about a minute previously on the other side of the 50. Glanced it across the face for a throw-in. Now he's going to back up at a bit more of a central angle. So Maris has been working so hard on Hawes all day. Plays on. Munns is on the prowl. Can't quite get a hold of it. So Cardiff move through once more. Here's Tricky. Boots it up the field. Hasn't got a man there. He was looking for Mew ahead, whose job is to put the pressure on rather than kick the goals. And it's gone back the way of the Bulldogs. Maris, good hip and shoulder there. Ping-ponging between either end of the field. And finally a kick spills out. Daniels looking for another target. Cardiff have it. Steady the ship. No, goes to play on. Misses the target on the far end of the field. Trying to keep it in. And it's going to be a throw-in. Oh, insufficient intent's been paid. So Warners Bay get the free kick. James Chugg not sure what to think of that. And they find Hawes again. So he's been unstoppable, Riley Hawes. They just can't put anyone good enough on him at the moment. Off a pretty pivotal moment in the game, that insufficient intent. What did you think of that one, Borgie?
Well, Spirit of the Law says you've got to try and keep the ball in play. I don't think he tried.
Long shot. And similar place to where he went last time, Riley Hawes. This time it's out in the full. So it's failed to register any sort of score from the 50-metre arc at the cricket net end this afternoon. Hawes, no problem down at the new road end. Manning, kick smothered, danger signs ringing out all the way for Cardiff. Was that Hawes doing the hard work again? And they move it pretty fast, the Hawks, when they like to. Pretty big fans of this kick around the body. And back in, Hawes inboard. Plays on, gets a little bit closer than he has been previously. Goal square, and knocked through for another behind. So just racking them up in behinds now. 31 points the margin. Ash, where is Cardiff's next kick got to go right now?
Well, I'd be going straight down the guts to try and get this ball moving. It's Oscar Smythe with it. It's his choice. All we do here is just call the action as Smythe goes long towards the near side broadcast area. It's a long ball now. This will be a Lasso free kick because it wasn't touched and it was off a kick. That's something you won't see very often, a kick straight from fullback out, Lasso free kick. So about 25 seconds left here for the Dogs. Can they manufacture something here and seal the match? 31 points, I reckon, is probably enough. But the coaching staff are just saying, calm it down and make it easy, Tiger. As Gardner's just going to shorten it up here to Thomas, who doesn't drop that mark, thankfully. As we close in on three-quarter time. Well, Riley Hawes with 5 goals, Zach Munns with 2 for the Dogs. They look in control here at three-quarter time. We're going to go to a short break. The final break of the day here on Anzac Day, with Warners Bay leading at 10-9-69 to 6-2-38. Ashley Borg here and Oliver Croft. Jack Ancliffe doing a marvellous job on camera for his first ever game of AFL football. We'll be back with you after a very short break. Three-quarter time here at Fagan Oval. The Dogs look to have it in the bag. They've got 1 quarter action to go. Cardiff have been very game this afternoon, but their fitness is probably taking a toll, or their lack thereof's taking a toll. A lot of players struggling for their own feet at the moment. I'm seeing McNamara came off the field. We've had about 2 or 3 other players that are really struggling and cramping, but one thing Adam Dugan can't say about his troops today is that they haven't had a go. They've had an absolute dip, Oliver Croft, but at the moment they're just not up with the speed and the guile and the class of the Warners Bays of the world at this stage. Take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Final quarter here of Anzac Day footy on the AFL Hunter Central Coast. Cardiff and Warners Bay. It's Cardiff out of the middle. They can turn things around. They've got 25 minutes to hit the lead. There's a couple of goals involved, but they look ready to do the hard work. Kick spills up. Muirhead was trying to settle under it and take you down straight away. The call is holding the ball by the looks of things. So Warners Bay have a chance to move it from their defensive 50. They come into the broadcast side now. Tosses it up. Tricky. Good fly from him. Tries to move around. Points to who he wants. And 50 metres not standing on the mark. Cardiff, they need this early. And look at the intent from the Birds. Fantastic stuff. Looks to be a well-paced 50 as well. So Tricky needs to convert. There's no other option at all. Fantastic junior footballer. Getting a bit of a go in Men's Cup. And just steps out the processes. He'll take his time here. It's a pivotal turning point of the game. How far can Cardiff go to get in front? Finn Tricky from 35 metres out. Slots it for the Cardiff Hawks. And here come the Hawks rising from the ashes. And the Bulldogs, their buffer dents ever so slightly. So a fantastic play, helped by a 50-metre penalty for not standing on the mark. And all of a sudden they're closing in on the grand total of 69 points.
25 goals in a 155-game career for Fenton Tricky. That was his 25th. Could it be a pivotal goal in this contest? 25 points the margin. Dare say there's still some embers burning in that bushfire that is their season at the moment, the Hawks. But can they rise from where they're at the moment as tapped down from Bevis. Bonham, who's just played an outstanding game for the Hawks. He's really tried hard. Came out there and across to Davies, who couldn't gather. Ball still moving. Let's move forward now by the Dogs. Collins isolate inside 50. Here's a real effort from Troutman to Collins. He's got time and space from the boundary. What's the goal umpire got? He said it's hit the post. Unlucky. Collins really hasn't had a lot of opportunities in this game, but just about did enough then. 26 points the margin. So they prepare to move it from full back. That kick's dangerous, and that's the worst player on the field to kick it to, Ollie Croft. Riley Hawes has kicked a bag, and he's looking to make it 6. Wasn't a great kick at all there from full back.
No, it wasn't. He looks pretty happy about it, though.
Tell you what, they're happy about on the bench. They'll be absolutely jubilant if Riley can put this through. 40 metres out on a slight angle. Listen to the crowd. That's all you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. Riley's got 6, and he sneaks into contention for the Scene Stealer Award this afternoon here on The Scene, the AFL Hunter Central Coast YouTube channel. He has played a sensational game. He hasn't just done it in the goals and kicking goals. He's been great up forward, defended from the front. He's played up when he's had to. He's taken big marks. And these 6 goals have just been the major difference between the sides.
Yeah, he's done absolutely fantastic. Riley Hawes has. Can't ask for a better game than what he has delivered this afternoon. First quarter, a little quiet, bit of on ball in the middle, then he's just moved to forward and just kept picking them over and over again. It's been entertaining to say the least. Cardiff, they started well. Can they keep building on that traction? Bonham wraps up his opponent and is going to be holding the ball. Not too sure about that, not too sided with how it all went down. Amelia Luck has the better view than us. So Bonham moves it pretty fast. High ball looking for Stedman. Can't get a fly above the doggies. And there's been a free kick found. Holding the ball or maybe an incorrect disposal. Going the way of the Hawks, so advantageous for them. Backing out is the number 50. It looks to be Herschel. So Herschel really got his work cut out for him here. He's going to have to punt it from about 55 metres out. Moves quickly, gives it a good ride into the breeze, holds up, and it hasn't quite been killed yet. Now it has for a throw-in into the forward 50. So much better, because I think if the doggies had got a hold of that ball, they would have moved it pretty fast up the wind. You can see Riley Hawes just waiting here. So rucks have been nominated. Over the heads, Bonham lurking. Anything for this club, crashing through the middle. And it will be a ball up. So a couple of players a bit ginger to get to their feet. Just came crashing through all at once. Everyone wants the football. So ball up about 30 metres out from Cardiff goal. How can they respond? Kick flicks out the middle. Hawkins trying to settle under it. Not 15. Play on's the call. Or it has been a mark. So it was 15 metres. And Hawkins, can he bring it back? This kick could bring it back to 26 points. And then it's very doable here for the Hawks. So Hawkins, he's been involved in everything today. Can this be his opportunity to really stand up? He's kicking towards the Cardiff faithful end. Braden Hawkins runs the angle, takes it to the right, a bit too much. Big fly. Don't know who brought it down. It's come to ground. Trying to spill out, and Zach Gardner. Gardner flicks it up, trying to get it out of 50. Herschel, he's been busy this afternoon and pretty involved in this last quarter. Moving into the forward 50. All just Bulldogs jerseys as far as you can see. Hawks not offering much of a lead. More expecting it for them to spill into their laps. Cross-court kick. Hawes doing the hard running. Maris has his work, and there it is. Riley Hawes knew exactly where to run and how to leave Maris. Tried his best, but can't keep Hawes in a jar this afternoon. Cardiff, great intercept mark. The 26, Fenimore in everything as well. Cross-court kick across the centre square. Momentum just slowing to a halt now as Leeds come to a close and open up. So they'll come back to the broadcast side where it came from. All alone, the lone Cardiff Hawk. Colin moves it forward 50. Muirhead, big fly. Bounced off his hands, had every chance for that. Hawkins handballs it out. Reed, the Victorian, and through the behind. Looked really close and gave it his best shot, but it isn't enough. They move to 45. The 31 points still remains Ashley Borg.
Taj Williams just coming onto the ground here with Lewis Murphy for Warners Bay, and the Taj for Cardiff as they move it to the far side of the field, deep in the pocket. Steady as they go now, the Dogs. Got the game probably in hand at the moment. Big fly from the back, Tricky couldn't hold. Munns takes off, looks for the indoor handball to Deverill. Deverill wide. Oh, dropping it was Murphy. The momentum was killed. Nice little take on the bounce there was Smythe. Came out to Cerniauskas. Ball driven back inside 50, and it's all Lachlan Manning, who's not been as devastating in the second half, but he's certainly been very good for Cardiff. He turns it over. Effort here for Irisic. Spins out of trouble, goes long. Munn's underneath it. Takes the mark inside the goal square. Well, turnovers are coach killers. And unfortunately for Adam Dugan and the Cardiff side, they've had one too many turnovers. Probably their best player today, Lachlan Manning. But that's one highlight that's one section of the game he probably won't want to watch back. As Zach Munns looks to go for goal number 3 to add to his goal tally this year. Didn't really kick through it, but he didn't really have to. And the Dogs are home. It's 12 goals, 10, 82 to 7-3, 45. The margin, 37.
Well, the Warners Bay Bulldogs have just picked it up another notch here this afternoon. You can see that handball game, the momentum on the further wing. It was killed when that handball was fumbled, but they found a way back, and Zach Munns, ever reliable, just put it straight through the big sticks. Great to see so many young kids getting around this afternoon, watching the best standard of footy in Newcastle, potentially aspiring to it, just enjoying Anzac Day, watching their parents or uncles. It is great to see 4 massive matches, Anzac Day footy in the AFL on a Central Coast. You can't get much better than this. So it tips Cardiff's way again. Bonham takes possession, mowed down almost immediately. Plumridge, he's hovering, takes it, handballs it out. Not quite there, the Hawks. Deverill back on after a nasty cut in the third term. All mopped up now. Here we go. That looks to be tricky. Mown down, holding the ball. And he had Pryor, so they take off. The Warners Bay Bulldogs carving up the centre of their home ground. Deverill long into the 50, bouncing ball. It's anyone's along the deck. James Chugs in pursuit. Around the corner, has he got it? Hits the woodwork. Lamond had a really, really good look at it. And the post is still wobbling. He put a lot of oomph into it. So Cardiff really got a reply now. They want to just narrow down this margin or potentially come from the clouds if they can. Big fly from Troutman. He's had a quiet second half. Tricky involved in it. And it's going to be a throw-in because it has come off the ground. So Ruck's nominating Reid, Bonham, Tricky, Williams, Maris. They're all hovering as rovers. If there's any that can combine to move the ball forward, it will be those 3. Ruck contest moved him forward. Bouncing into the Warners Bay 50 again, not where Cardiff wanted. Williams to Bonham, out wide. The kick's askew, and it's going to go the way of the Bulldogs, so not much you can do in that situation. Mowed down from the back, the best you can do is throw a leg on it. So Hawes has the free kick. He's in range, and he's gone well into the crowd to try and tighten up the angle. Chairs are being moved. He fancies himself at 7 here. Hawes from outside the boundary. Good ride. Has he got it? Not quite. Falls short. But he backed himself in, and why not? So another one. Another point at another point. Cardiff need to claw back. And they're back to square one, the goal square. Calling for it on the broadcast wing is Tricky. Chug is available. Maris. Bonham more worried about further contest. Tricky, what a grab. Cleared the pack. Carpenter also wanted it, but he'll have to move on. He's free now, Carpenter, so Tricky goes short. Well placed, well timed. Deverill comes to the mark. Carpenter assessing his options. All he can see is marked men. Backwards to go forwards, it's Reid. Plays on the Victorian. Tricky wants it back. Oh, puts down a sitter. There's been a few of them this afternoon. The pressure has been through the roof. Warners Bay, ball movement superb. Mow down was the number 40. Did he have enough prior? Collins, not quite. The umpire ruled not. Reid to Will through the middle. Here they come again, the Hawks, but they just can't seem to take a mark. Troutman mops up the mess to move his team forward. And Munns moving up the field. Back over the top. Thumping ball inside 50. Who's there? Collins! Great mark, the number 40. Wheels around. Goal square is empty, completely empty. And it's going to trickle over the boundary for a throw-in, so he misses everything. Great ball movement here from the Dogs and the Hawks at the moment. Borgie.
Yeah, take a breath, Ollie. That ball's deep in the pocket for Warners Bay. They want to kill off the Cardiff side well and proper. Put the foot on the throat. Boundary throwing. Came down to Deverill, couldn't get it. Nicely done. That was Bonham, who's been sensational for Cardiff. Up and under. Underneath it, Carpenter couldn't mark it. Pressure's on. And that should be a ball up, I'd say. So Amelia Luck takes the opportunity to get in and toss this ball in the air. So we've gone halfway in the last term now, well and truly. As here's Gardner from the pocket. Brings it round, misses to the right.
Captain's had a good afternoon this afternoon, Borgie.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. I think it's between him and Riley Hawes for the scene stealer today, number 3 and 4. They've been two very dominant players in two different ways. So they bring it out from the fullback region now. Looking in the direction of Schultz. Nice work, Deverill. Umpire says play it, and then it's going to be a ball up. So coming onto the ground here, Braith Pravlu, who, for those of you who love your trivia, kicked the first goal of the game. Tapped down by Schultz. Deverill gets in there. Bonham really dives on the football, and Amelia Luck says, I'll have it again. So 14 and a half minutes into this final term. Warners Bay will win the 7th Anzac Day match to go 3 in a row as Troutman goes round the body. Almost held off the footy. Taking the spectacular there was Lamond. Round the corner, tried to get it. Deverill tried to work it to his own advantage. Got the 1-2 hand pass. It's a bit of a shank off the side of the boot. Is fortuitous. Hand pass was brilliant there from Jurisic. Backing across there to Pavlu. Pavlu tried to search for Lamond. Well done there from Manning, who's taken and tackled down, and it's holding the footy. Advantage play to Pavlu. Play on, says the umpire. Goes back and across. That's a lovely kick up in the air. It's not going to get there. Real pack of players, and chances lost for the Dogs. I don't think they'd be happy about it on the bench. They tried to take advantage there through Braith Pavlu. I reckon inexperience might have been the thing there. Rid of youth and over-exuberance there, Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely. So tight moments in the Warners Bay forward 50. Cardiff haven't conceded any scores yet. They're still just working it in and out. They're used to it. Williams, great hard ball get round the neck. He's going to get the free kick for that. Well found. Handballs off to his partner in crime, the Rolls Royce Bonham. Finds it through the middle. And here we go, Cardiff looking ahead to the field. Munns came from nowhere to smother it. Calls for being in the protected area. Not quite. Reed, brutality, but it's around the neck. And the Victorian could have had a free kick there, but just ill-disciplined around the shoulders. Warners Bay assessing options in the 50. Carpenter a little bit short for that one. Not something you'd usually call him. Chug, scrapping hard. That's James Chug the junior. Carpenter back in the mix, the number 66, and it's crossed the boundary line for a throw-in. Tense moments. Both teams trying to hold possession for as long as they can. Zach Munns just flew in. Calls that he was in the protected area, but his smother really turned it over. Troutman tries for goals, but I think the goals he's aiming for is on Fane 3 because that's nowhere close. Just plays on. Tricky. Everyone tries to switch, but he stays on the broadcast side. Reed looking nice in the pocket. Finds his way up towards the middle. Big fly from the Bulldogs. Lucky to get a hand to it. Reed is smashed to the turf. Deverill moves it forward. Munns, hard ball get. Flicks it away. Diving effort. The mark is spilt. Cardiff can really go here. There's no one back. No one at all. Kicks it out. That's Muirhead. Muirhead on the wing. He's kicked 3 today. Scooping it up for himself. It's a 3-on-1. He has to defend. They dodge and weave, and the Bulldogs find a way. Looking the goods again for season 2026. Ground ball still being held after disposal. No free kick given. Great flow of the game today. Reed is shoved off. Don't argue with me, said Deverill. Long kick backwards. Can't mark it, can Cardiff. Off the ground. No way. You can't be doing that on Anzac Day. It's a spectacular from Riley Hawes, who all of a sudden has 7 goals in the bag. Threw the boot at it, and what do you know? Pulls ahead to 91, and this margin, which was fairly close at three-quarter time, has just blown out, Borgie.
Yeah, there's your scene steal. I'm calling it now. No other correspondence shall be entered into. Riley Halls will get you $50 scene stealer voucher from Six Strings Brewery. He's been magnificent today. Have a look at this on the replay. Ball came across from Deverell. Suniauskas just went bang and shoved him out of the way. Was Tim Reed. Ball went to the ground. Hawes was just about to get dragged. He stuck the left foot out Ronaldo style and put it through the big sticks. As we go back to the live action now, Muirhead goes to ground, shoved after he disposed. Free kick back to him. Tries to go a little bit afters, but there's no real point. Your team's been soundly beaten this afternoon. As Muirhead tries to search, Daniel drops the mark. Needs to go back and across. The Dogs now down the line. The target here is Pavlu. Nice fist away there from Davies, and that one will go out of bounds. So about 6 minutes left in a contest as Max Collins hobbles onto the field. Doesn't look overly confident running. Got another mummified individual here in Max Bevis, who joins his mate in Lockie Deverell. It looks like he's been sponsored by Elastoplast here. So the ball goes to the ground. Davies gets it away. Nice little hand pass from Bonham. He's been one of the best today for Cardiff. Across to Smythe. Across to Reed, and he takes the mark. So tumbling little punt kick along the ground. Here's the mummified Deverell across to his brother Corey. He's got no mummification. Gets the hand pass out. Looking for the targets here is Smythe. Smythe 50 out. This could be an absolutely brilliant goal if you can make the distance from there. And mark's taken in the last line of defence there. Pretty sure it's Goucher. Goucher goes to the side. Looking for his teammate there. Watching across. Takes the bounce. Streaks away. Goes nice and long. Munns, this is set up for a spectacular goal if he can grab it. Tries to turn Fenimore inside out and does. Left foot kick. Looking in the region. Oh, that's brilliant. Lamond over the back and gets another. And they're in raptures here at Fagan Oval. The Dogs are home and they win their 4th game out of the 7 on Anzac Day. It's the first time the Dogs have won 3 in a row on Anzac Day. What a performance. This second half's been sensational from the Dogs. Their first half was questionable, Ollie Croft, but they've certainly made it count in the second.
Yeah, round 3, and this is the performance that we're expecting from teams in 2026. There's going to be a clear divide between those who can and can't make September this year. And the Bulldogs went deep into September but went out in straight sets in 2025, are looking really, really nice to go all the way back once more. And Cardiff, despite having this scoreline, have had absolute moments of brilliance. Let's not forget Muirhead with the 3 goals. So they'll be building, they'll be looking to come back even stronger as round 4 approaches. Don't forget representative weekend coming up as well at Manuka Oval in round 4. So there's a break in the season for people to represent, have a bit of a break from local footy as well. As we enter the last 4 minutes of the day, it's been a big Anzac Day. Killarney Vale versus Batto Bay on the coast, Warners Bay and Cardiff in Newcastle. Reed moves it forward nicely, bashes it down with the fist. Bulldogs in the cavalry mode once more, always moving, always together. Out of the 50, and they've found a spare man somehow. There seems to be always someone free. Going to hold up play on the back wing, steady the ship, call to move it on. Plays on off the mark all the way. Spoilt ball. People tumbling every which direction for it. No real clear ball carrier at the moment. Flicked backwards. I believe that was Tricky, who was mowed down almost instantly. And trapped under straight away. Another ball up further side. The scoreboard. Bit of a green blur on the screen there, but it tells the story of a pretty dominant game from Warners Bay. 97-45. Nicely done, nicely juggled. Tries to pick it up, does. Gets the hands smothered downwards. Munns on the prowl, putting on a bit of hip and shoulder. Missed completely. I believe that's Hawes trying to get involved on the ground once more. Flicks off the Cardiff defence. And Munns launches it into 4-50. He's been playing a little bit more up the ground today. Sells some candy. Is this Riley Hawes back in form? Not quite. Round the corner for another behind. So as much as he's kicked goals, he's also kicked a couple behinds today as well. Borgie.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Hawes nearly got 8. We only got 2 minutes to go. Capping off an impressive display in the second half. I reckon Mark Dignam wouldn't have liked the first half, but I'm sure he'd like the second. It's been a much better display in this second term. Held from the back there, Deverell, not spotted by the umpire. Mark taken Manning. Manning goes down the ground here to Bonham. Bonham searching for a short hand pass to Plumridge, who's tried his hardest. Held out the footy, the Cardiff side will get it. And Joseph Plumridge in a beaten side hasn't been too bad today. Shortens it up across to Manning, who's been one of the best for the Hawks. He's in the centre of Faganova, draws a player of Cerniauskas and goes across to Fenimore, nice and long. Mark taken at the back, it was very comfortable. Pretty sure that was Anderson or Jurisic. Goes across here to Betts, who almost got tunnelled out of it. Tries to spin out of the tackle and does, gets a hand pass across. Bottom chasing hard. Nice work there from Troutman. Across to Gardner, who takes a bounce, has a second. Could this turn into something special here for Warners Bay? Nice little effort in the marking contest, and Hawes too good. They haven't made the change on him all afternoon, and he's killed Cardiff for it. They had the wrong player on him from the start of the match. Will Morris sadly hasn't been any match for Riley Hawes. He's played top-level football in Sydney, and he's going for goal number 8, left to right post here. Will that come back enough in the breeze? It does, but it hits the post. And so with 50 seconds remaining, the Warners Bay Football Club, the Dogs, are going to win 3 straight Anzac games for the very first time. As Cardiff, they did well in the first half. They were very gallant. They've been gallant all afternoon. It's fitness that's really cost them here as Fenimore punched away the back. Troutman gets it on the boot. It's going to just stay in bounds, does it? As Munzilla, Zach Munz, sees it out of bounds and along the boundary line. So probably the last real active play here. We'll have a quick summary of the match. Riley Hawes, the scene stealer. Collins gets the tap. Williams tries to work it down to the ground. And seeing it over the boundary line was Carpenter. No, he put his hand up the umpire and didn't let it go. And our man of the match gets the last touch of the match as the siren goes to end this wonderful Anzac Day here at Faganova. Warners Bay, through the agency of Riley Hawes with 7 massive goals, win the match by 54 points, 14 goals, 15, 99 to 7-3, 45. Marshall Muirhead kicked 3 very, very nice goals on the counter-attack, but really, Ollie Croft, they didn't have any avenues to goal outside of Marshall, and that's where it fell down for them. Sum it up for us, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think Cardiff, it's still early days in the season, and I think we can really count them to be a pretty strong middle order team this year, if not push the top 4 finals bracket for sure. There was definitely moments of brilliance, but I think what they've been best at today is they've moved that kick mark sort of game to more of that flowing sort of game, and that's where their scores have come from. As soon as they can identify another target in the forward 50 apart from your head, then I think they should be very well primed to go on and win a few more fixtures. But it's Anzac Day. Warners Bay win their 3rd straight. And, yeah, it was exciting, to say the least, I think.
No, outstanding, mate. Thank you for your contributions today, mate. You've had a very big day. It's wonderful to have you on commentary. You're very an aspiring media man, and you're certainly going to go places. The next 2 games, these 2 sides have a week off next week. So do the entrants, Baddo Bay and Killarney Vale. The entrants, Baddo Bay, defeated by 107 points today by the Killarney Vale Bombers. Next week, Nelson Bay take on Wyong at Dick Burwell Oval, and Maitland take on the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. It's been a wonderful day here at Fagan Oval. Thank you so much to the Scene broadcast team, to Jack Antwell and David Clark for their work on camera and the replays today. We got it working, fellas. It's been sensational. To Oliver on commentary, and a massive thanks to the Warners Bay and Cardiff football clubs, especially the Warners Bay Club, for hosting us this afternoon. On behalf of Ollie Croft and Jack Antcliffe, my name's Ashley Borg. We will see you next week on The Scene, Match of the Round. Stream it on The Scene.
This has been a Scene Production co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.